going on, everybody? Hippie here. So today's video, I'm doing a little bit of a product review. I've had some time with this guy, and got a couple of opinions about it. I have been talking with the people over at Lockpick Pros about my thoughts and ideas about some of the things that they could improve on. All of that fun jazz. This was purchased with my own money. And I'm just going to be as honest as I can, just like I was with them, right? So, first things first, this is called the Ultimate Pinning Tray by Lockpick Pros at lockpickpros.com. It is it's a minimalistic EDC style pinning tray for you. So, you've got a nice little lid that goes over your tray. You have 8 spots and some storage to where you can actually lay out a couple of different pins, or if you're trying to pin a couple of different locks, you can have pins set up ready to go. Sorry, I just realized that my bracelet's kind of dragging a little bit. Also, for core spots, spot for your key, plug follower, tweezers, or whenever you're just storing it, you can put some picks on this side, or on these sides right here, and it'd be great for storing picks. Plug followers and tweezers, it's too narrow. You're not going to be able to actually store them with the lid on like that. Just not going to work. All right, so handy dandy notebook here. Just the tray by itself is $20.15. With the 3D printed vise is $26.87. That is your pricing. That's all I needed that notebook for, was just to note that. So the one thing that they really highlighted in the marketing video and all that good jazz here. Let me zoom out a little bit so I can actually move. One of the things that they point out in their marketing videos and stuff like that is that when you put the pins in, you can shake it around, you can do all this fun jazz, right? And the pins will stay in place. So I've got some pins right here. Just dump some in some of the spots. Put 2 over here. Put 1 in the middle. One right there. We got this little guy, like a wafer. Put that there. Toss a key over here. So, in their video, it's really set up to market to be able to do this, right? And be able to open it back up. Come on. And everything still be where it's supposed to be. So we got one wafer, 2 pins there, and single pins all there. Key never moved. So lid does exactly what it's supposed to do. Next thing is the lid itself, right? So one of the big things that I liked about this product right out of the gate was that there's this little lip that they have, and it is supposed to be retention for right here. I think that they could stand to go a couple of millimeters. I'm not trying to get, be super picky here, but if this lip was just raised a little bit more, the retention would be a lot better. After shaking it a couple of times, your retention definitely starts going away. Now, that could just be me stress testing it, because that's what I do. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to do this a bunch of times. I'm going to see whether or not it fails. And the retention just didn't hold up for very long. I did do that quite a bit though. So, I mean, if you're just throwing this in your backpack so that you can have a tray, it's not going to be a big deal. that's what I planned on doing with this anyways. I'm planning on adding this into my backpack so that if I need to have a quick pinning tray or something and it's multiple locks and I don't have my actual pinning mat with me, which I always do, it's always in the trunk of my car. I've got my Paladin mat set up, ready to go. But anyways, next thing is next. So this guy right here, the vise. So it is a 3D printed vise. It has some pretty cool features to it. I'm not gonna lie. You can either have it just set up on the back side of it right here, like that, or slide this guy out, right? Just toss it off to the side. You do have to take the top part off in order to do this, but there you go. Mounts flush to the bottom. You're ready to go. And feed that guy in right here. You don't want to over tighten it. It's 3D printed. It'll pop that, right? So same goes with this right here. Now, here's to my little nitpicky parts that I am going to share. I shared with them as well, and they did point out some things that I could do in order to remedy this. So, knowing what I know now, I may have passed on the vise, but after talking with them, it kind of sounds like there might be some stuff in the works in order to make the vise a little bit better of a product, right? First thing, this back bar right here. So when I was talking to them, it's more so modeled to do this, I guess. It is more to be able to just clip onto the back like that and be a hold for the lock. Because if you have a narrower shackle body like this, or a narrower shackle, not body, whenever you go to put in the lock, now I have to try to remember how I did this to begin with. There we go. Whenever you go to put the lock in, you have to make sure that those two grooves right there where the ball bearings go are lined up on your bar. It will not close. And if it does close, it's got to be at an angle. So I guess let's see if I can get it angled up. Does not, no, because then the top part right here doesn't allow you to get the right height in order to pop it open like that. So after talking to them, they did say that this bar is not structural, so you can cut it off in order to get the shackle pop. Because I told them, I'm like, whenever I'm picking locks, if I'm picking a padlock, I'm doing it because I want to hear a shackle pop. That's kind of one of those things that I chase. When it comes to anything else, cylinder-wise, as of right now, it's not wide enough to be able to hold any type of those. You may be able to get just the right setup in order to hold like an older kick like that. These kicks you have to have set up in a particular angle in order for it to be held. And this is part of the thing that I was talking to them as well. It would be a lot better if you could find or have something that screws onto that lug that helps hold it upright, just like that. So that way, whenever you're picking, as soon as you start tensioning, right, if it's not locked in all the way, it's just going to push off to the side. So then you're picking at, what is that, like a 30-degree angle or something? But that part's really not that big of a deal. If you got to pick at an angle, you got to pick at an angle. My big thing is if I'm using this for rekeying, or if I'm using a cylinder that does not have a key to it, and I go to try to rear shim, or what's it actually called? Basically, like when you're picking it with a shim, right? If I go to try to do that, you just don't have the clearance in the back. You got to try to set it up very carefully. Some of them will be able to line up just right. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. Some of them are going to line up just right to where you can try to shim right over that bar. And then just some of them aren't. You got a Euro cylinder right here. That's going to be nowhere near being able to do it. Like he said, though, this bar is not structural. You can cut it off and it'll be just fine. Part of my thought process for them as well was, if you can just heighten this, if you can raise this up just a little bit, then you can have certain adapters that can go into it and it would work out great. Just like that. Now, I mean, with this lug, it's not going to be as big of a deal because you can tighten that down just a little bit, tighten it up on the side, and you've got a good spot where it's going to be holding your cylinder for you like that. But anyways, that's my 2 cents on this. It is a great product. It feels very solid. Every part of it does. The pinning tray, they use 2 different colors, right? You don't feel any delamination or anything like that in between the 2 colors. Every now and then you might see like a little stray string or something like that. I mean, hey, it's 3D printed. That is nothing to gripe about, to be honest. But overall, I would say this is a great product. Like I said, knowing what I do now about the vise, probably would have only spent about the $20 and passed on the vise just for the time being. I'm actually really happy that I was able to get this, though, because it allowed me to go and actually talk to Lockpick Pros about the product and help them out along with helping myself out, right? It's their product. They're going to be able to teach you the things that you didn't know about it, and vice versa if you've got certain things. And they were actually very, very open, very receptive to it. It wasn't one of those instances where you're saying something from the Locksport community and you kind of get shoved off. Sometimes that happens. Not all the time, but sometimes. And these guys were awesome about it. So I do recommend going out and getting it. They do have picks on their website as well as a couple of other things. I don't have any other picks. I don't have any other gear from them except for these 2 things. I might be trying to purchase some more in the future to do another review on Lockpick Pros. But yeah, go give them a check and or check them out and see what you guys think about it. All right, that's all I got for this one, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.